to be here. Honestly, like this is what it's all about for me, is all of us. And that is a little bit about what I'm going to talk about. But first of all, I want to say thank you all for coming. I think it's incredible to give up a Saturday, but then also to, join in this. And as a community, Jeannie is so inspiring to me, and I just want to say thank you to her because she is an inspiration in all of the goodness and greatness that I feel, is of the world. And so thank you, Jeannie, so much for this day. Yes. She continues to inspire me so much. It's hard to put into words because I might start crying, but I will, just wait. Today what I'm going to talk about is how green beauty is a doorway to so much more in our lives than just products. And I will get into that, but I also want to just give you a little bit of background on me and how I got to where I am today. I had to become an entrepreneur. There was no choice for me other than doing this, and I think it's because it was all rooted in appreciation. And how does appreciation make you want to be an entrepreneur? Well, when you're not appreciated. And I think for most of my life, I started working when I was 14. I have a really strong work ethic, and I love working, and I love making people happy, sometimes too much, and I'm learning that, though that's an ongoing practice. But it's very much about working for people for many years and feeling totally unappreciated. I couldn't do it. It made me sad, and so my only choice was to become an entrepreneur. And that is because now I can appreciate my team, I can appreciate my ingredients, I can appreciate all of the people that help produce what it is that I'm doing and the message. I can move that way and control this true, big thing that I'm doing, and I'm so excited about. So let me just get into so in terms of gratitude, this is also what is so important to me, and why my brand exists is because I've harnessed the power of gratitude. And does everybody in this room, at some point or another, we realize that when we are thankful, that we are in our highest vibration. And everything that we want comes from our highest vibration. And so for me, I recognized very early on the challenges that were presented to me as I was trying to get my clean beauty brand going and share it with the world. What happened was every time I came up to a problem or a challenge, which you always have when you're doing any sort of entrepreneurial project, is how do you get through these challenges and they don't just tear you apart? And for me, I found the answer was always being grateful for that which you want as if you already have it. And that's the magic ability for me to create anything. What do you want? And it was asking myself constantly, what do I want? What do I want with this product, with this line, with this collection that I'm offering the world? And it was always being thankful for it. And then doors open and things happen, and it's truly magic. And so I say this because I want people to recognize that and to live it for themselves with whatever it is. Because that's where green beauty for me is much bigger than the incredible, brilliant, ethical, efficacious products that we use on our skin and hair. It's really about, more than anything, that. And so gratitude for me is something that is practiced every single day, and it's how I get through every day, and being thankful for what I want and what I'm wanting. Like, for instance, when you have a problem, we get down about it, right? We get down and we stay down, and then it takes a while before we come back up. It's because we're focused on the problem. We're not focused on what we are upset that we're not experiencing. And so it's really about moving into that space of thank you so much for that which I'm wanting. And then it changes the vibration. As we've talked about today so beautifully, Tanya and Max, it's really inspiring because then you realize that you can do absolutely anything and create anything, absolutely anything. So, how is Green Beauty a doorway? This is a story about how Green Beauty affected my life and set the stage for what I do today. When I was in high school, it was very difficult. As a gay kid in high school, you're confused. You're told by society that you are wrong, there's no place for you, you're disgusting. And that might sound harsh, but that's the underlying message when you're wrong, is that ultimately you're gross, there's no place for you. And so that's sort of a message inside someone's mind, not said to you. I come from a very loving family, thank God. But that is something that you have to overcome. And I think that maybe a lot of people don't realize that that is a very difficult part for gay people to overcome. For me, you're told that your femininity is bad because women aren't as good in society. You know, so you're told this, and so your femininity is a sign of you being gay, and it's also wrong, and you're supposed to hide it. So messed up. As a gay kid, I found that I was dying to express my femininity, but I couldn't because it was a red flag. It gave me away. Gender is a spectrum. You know, we all have masculinity, we all have femininity, and however we want to express it is who we are, right? But that wasn't the world we were living in at the time. And it's still not easy. So for me, where Green Beauty comes into this is I found myself at the mall and the Body Shop in 1992. And back then, the Body Shop absolutely, to me, was Green Beauty. So do you guys all remember how fabulous it was back then? The carrot moisture cream, the blue corn face mask, the cucumber toner. I was done. And that's really was my early connection to beauty, was the fact that this stuff is incredible. Like, it spoke to me, it moved me. And I'm not being over dramatic. Obviously, with my life today, that makes sense. But it moved me because I think I knew that clean beauty, that green beauty, I don't think it was totally clean by any means, especially not like it is today. But to me, we were reading it as clean and green, and in that way. So, with that, I loved it. It spoke to me. It moved me. And I thought it was so incredible. And I think what it was my guides and my intuition telling me that this is where you need to go. And what happened inadvertently, ultimately, was that I purchased these products, I used them, and I was doing what? It was a ritual. It was self-care. I was loving myself at a time when I did not feel loved at all. And so I started self-love through Green Beauty on my own. And I didn't know that's what was happening, but I knew I loved what I was doing. I didn't tell anybody about it. You know, you don't, when you're 18, you're not spending your money on moisturizers back then. And who am I going to tell anyway? But, So it's very powerful for me, and natural beauty really did make sense to me, and it connected me with that. And that is something that I think that we all who use products are doing, even if we don't realize it. That ritual is so powerful, and it moves us, and it connects us to us, and it's so inspiring, and nobody can take that from us. And that's because of the true products that Green Beauty are in the industry. It supports that, and that's what we're all about. Next, What happens when you have a product or something that you realize is not pure or has a poor ingredient that you never knew, or it's just unhealthy in some way and you've loved that product? You know, it's like your Chanel lipstick that you find out has lead in it, or whatever it is that and you can't enjoy it anymore, right? It's depressing. It's sad. And so, what I want to talk about is how we felt when we feel let down and we discover something like that. What happens? It's awareness, right? We become aware. And we all know that you can't go back. Once you become aware of something, you can't go back. Once you find out that someone broke your trust, you can't trust them again. Well, maybe, but it takes a lot. So it causes us to question things, and that's why I think that clean beauty is so important, because you see people switch over to clean beauty, and it's not as if it automatically makes you have to live this spiritual life, or that you automatically have to start driving a more economical car or get a Prius or an electric car, and you have to do all these things. That's not what it's about. It's really about the baby steps towards everything that is right for you right now and owning you. And when I talk about owning you is not the same as your best self. Because your best self has judgments and rights and wrong. And owning you is no matter what you are good. And you are okay with you. So what happens when that awareness breaks open is that I found people start questioning their food. They start questioning their authority, their government. You start questioning everything. And this is where we become a better society, and what makes me so proud to be a part of Green Beauty in this way. And the best thing that I think that I've seen it cause people to question, and they don't even realize it, is their minds. It causes you to start questioning your mind, because once you become aware, it is something that keeps growing and growing and growing. Like I said, you can't get it back. You can't go back into that ignorance. And so when we start questioning our minds, that's the real power, because the mind is the most deceptive manufacturer of all, right? That all of the things that we think that make us feel bad are not true. And this is really inspiring to me, and I think that Green Beauty is causing society to question what we've been fed and told and marketed and break it apart and choose for ourselves and think for ourselves. So that is why I think that this is really disruptive and so beautiful. The next thing that I want to talk about, a quote. Gloria Steinem, of course. All movements begin with truth-telling. All of them. And what is Green Beauty? Green Beauty is telling the truth about plants, about products, about the market, everything that we have been programmed and brainwashed to believe. And it's very disruptive, and it's really exciting. Green Beauty invites us to something that I think is the most powerful. And it really is what's happening right now in this room. And I think it is the most healthy, longevity supporting aspect of Green Beauty, and it's this community, and it's everyone here, because there is not another industry that is doing this like this and supports people and the planet and a community in the same way. There are many studies that show that having a community does prolong your life and offset disease. And it's really the most important thing. And for me, as much as I love creating and developing products, what I really love is I love connecting with people. And that's why I'm so grateful to be here and to be a part of what's happening today, because as we raise the vibration and we question our minds, and we come together as a community, and we acknowledge each other, and we communicate and share, we're healing. And that creates a holographic change on this planet. And so the more we do that, the more powerful we are, and the more we change the world. And I'm so grateful to be a part of it with you all. So I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you.